Hey, what's up guys? We are back to talking about the Canik TP9 SFx today. More specifically, we're talking about how to swap out the sights on your Canik TP9 SFx. I got the night sights from Night Fision, and I'm going to be going through the installation process with you today using a sight pusher. In my mind, there's only two ways to go through the process of swapping out your sights. One, have your local gun shop do it with their gunsmith. Second, to have a sight pusher, proper sight pusher to be able to move and manipulate your sights. So I'm going to go through this process with you. It's relatively simple as long as you're careful with it. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so first thing I want to talk about is the sight pusher itself. So you have two adjustments on here, main adjustments. The first one is this one right here, which allows this block to push out or come in. It moves this block laterally, and that pinches your slide. Okay, now when your slide is pinched in here properly, then this notch in the pusher is lined up with the bottom of your sight channel, and then you can rotate this guy using a wrench, and you can get some leverage pushing your sight over. Okay, so that's how that works. Now you need to keep this oiled up because it does create a lot of heat and friction, and also specifically the rear sight on the Canik TP9 SFx is difficult to remove, and a little bit of heat from a heat gun goes a long way with it. So that's that. Now let's get into the actual process. All right, here we go. We got our package from Night Fision. Got the night sights from them. I went with the yellow big dot in the front and the white dots in the back. And now first step is remove the slide and mount it into the sight pusher. So you can see I'm just getting it lined up with that pusher. Get it tightened down, and then grab my socket wrench and start cranking it over. Now you can see this is a Glock rear sight. I had already swapped out for a Glock rear sight, adjustable rear sight. Not really the biggest fan of that sight, so I'm really looking forward to using these Night Fisions on the Canik. So you can see it just pushes it out and pops it right off. And then we can back off the follower so that we can insert the Night Fision and then push that up to meet it. Now it's just really important to get it lined up properly so that you're pushing it 100% laterally across that sight channel, and you don't go you don't kind of torque it at all. Otherwise you could risk snapping off a piece of the sight there. So then I'm using a micrometer just to check my work, make sure that it's centered, at least measurement wise. We'll do the final sight in later on. Now we get the sight pusher mounted up on the front. You can see I had to remove the spacer block out of the bottom of the sight pusher to fit the front end in there. Same process with the front sight. Now the Canik front sight is not as difficult to remove as the rear sight. The rear sight I had to use a heat gun when I initially removed that, and I wish I had got video of that to include in here, but I don't have it. You see, it's the same process. It just falls right out. Back off the follower, and then replace or place the new front sight in there. Make sure you put it in there the right way. It would suck if you got this in there the wrong way around. And then again, using the wrench. The front sight is really delicate. I've seen other people who have snapped their front sights by not making sure that they have this lined up perfectly. So just go slow, line it up just right. Again, checking my work as I go. And then we can pull the slide out of the sight pusher. Now I have my bore sight. Insert this in there to check my work. Now the bore sight just gets you close. And after you're done with playing with the dogs with the bore sight for a little while, you can mount it up. This I'm sighting in at about 7 yards, and then I ended up going through the crack in the door there on the left and got about 18 yards. And looked pretty good. So those are the old sights that I just pulled off. And now all that's left is just to practice around with these Night Fision sights. Looking forward to that process. And yeah, overall, I'm really impressed so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it's helpful for you in maybe replacing your sights. Maybe you're looking at the Night Fision sights. I'll be doing a review of them here pretty soon. Until next time, take care of yourselves, everybody, and make it a great day. Peace out.